Welcome back to Rumah Belajar Genius YouTube. By the way, how are you guys? I hope you are fine. So, today, I would like to explain about analytical exposition. Before we start, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever heard about analytical exposition before? If not, so lucky you are. Okay. First, I want to explain to you about the definition of analytical exposition. Analytical exposition is one of the argumentative texts which presents some supporting idea on why certain opinion is important. Jadi, analytical exposition itu merupakan salah satu teks argumentatif yang menyajikan gagasan pendukung mengapa pendapat tertentu itu penting. Topics that are often raised in the text are social, political, environmental, health, or educational issues. Jadi, topik yang sering diangkat dalam teks ini adalah masalah sosial, politik, lingkungan hidup, kesehatan, ataupun pendidikan. And next, I want to explain to you the purpose of analytical exposition. The purpose and function of analytical exposition is to persuade the readers by express opinions accompanied by logical arguments so that readers are convinced that the topic being discussed is important. Maksud dan juga fungsi dari analytical exposisi adalah untuk mengajak pembaca dengan cara mengemukakan pendapat disertai argumentasi yang logis sehingga pembaca yakin bahwa topik yang dibicarakan itu penting. And next, this is the generic structure of analytical exposition. The first is thesis. The second is arguments. And the last is reiteration. Okay, the first, I want to explain to you about thesis. So, analytical exposition begins with a statement of opinion called a thesis statement. This thesis statement contains the author's clear opinion regarding the topic and is the basis for the argument that will be presented in the text. Pada bagian ini, tesis itu berfungsi untuk memperkenalkan topik yang akan dibahas dalam teks. Pendahuluannya biasa dimulai dengan sebuah pernyataan pendapat yang disebut thesis statement. Thesis statement ini berisi pendapat penulis yang jelas mengenai topik dan menjadi dasar argumen yang akan disampaikan dalam teks. Lalu yang kedua adalah arguments. So what is arguments? Arguments provide supporting arguments based on logical facts or data. The goal is to make the readers believe that the topic being discussed is important. Jadi, pada bagian argumen, penulis bisa menjelaskan lebih rinci lagi tentang topik yang akan dibahas. Nah, di dalam argumen, penulis memberikan argumen-argumen pendukung berdasarkan fakta dan data yang logis. Tujuannya agar pembaca yakin dan percaya kalau topik yang dibahas itu penting. Lalu yang ketiga ada reiteration. What is reiteration? So, in this section, the author will repeat the thesis statement and the main arguments that were presented previously. The purpose of reiteration is to remind the reader of the author's opinion and provide a strong conclusion. Nah, di sini penulis akan mengulang kembali thesis statement dan argumen-argumen utama yang telah disampaikan sebelumnya. Nah, tujuan dari reiteration ini adalah untuk mengikatkan pembaca tentang pendapat penulis dan memberikan kesimpulan yang kuat. Okay, next is language feature. The first is use simple present tense. So guys, if you want to write or make an analytical exposition text, so make sure that you use simple present tense. Okay, simple present tense is talk about general truth. Okay, the formula is subject plus verb 1 and plus object. For example, education provides stability in life. Education is called as a subject. Provide is verb 1 and also stability in life is object. Next, use connective words to connect ideas. A connective word is a word used to combine other words, phrases, or clauses. Jadi connective word itu digunakan untuk menyambung kata ataupun frasa maupun klausa yang ada. If you want to add ideas or opinions, jika kamu ingin menambahkan ide atau argumen atau opini, you can use besides, furthermore, in addition to, etc. But if you want to compare several ideas, jika kamu mau membandingkan beberapa ide, you can use while, vice versa, whereas, but, on the other hand, henceforth, etc. And language feature, next is to show cause and effect. Nah, what is cause and effect? Cause and effect is sebab akibat. You can use because, by, despite, as a result, etc. And next is using words of an opinion nature. So if you want to make a sentence of your opinions, you can use seems, feel, think, know, realize, etc. Okay, because I already explained to you what is analytical exposition and also the generic structure and the language feature. So next, we will discuss examples of analytical text. Okay, the first text with the title, How Does Education Important to Children? Bagaimana pentingnya pendidikan bagi anak? Okay, this is the text of analytical exposition. Okay, the first paragraph. Education means studying in order to obtain a deeper knowledge and understanding of a variety of subjects to be applied to daily life. These are the proofs that education is not limited to just knowledge from books, but can also obtain it through practical experiences outside of the classroom. Jadi artinya, pendidikan berarti belajar untuk memperoleh pengetahuan dan pemahaman yang lebih mendalam tentang berbagai mata pelajaran untuk diterapkan dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Hal ini menjadi bukti bahwa pendidikan tidak hanya sebatas pengetahuan dari buku, namun juga dapat diperoleh melalui pengalaman praktis di luar kelas. So, because we already learned about the structure, the first paragraph is called thesis. Because in the first paragraph, the writers want the readers knows what the topic that he will discuss. And next, there are many different understandings and definitions of what education is, but one thing can be universally agreed upon, which is the importance of education, and here's why. So, in this paragraph, the writers want the importance of education based on his opinion or his arguments. As we can see, in the sentence with the underlined, said that the importance of education and here's why. Jadi di kalimat tersebut, penulis ingin memberitahu bahwa pentingnya pendidikan menurut argumen dari penulis. First, education provides stability in life, and it's something that no one can ever take away from you. By being well educated and holding a college degree, you increase your chance for better career opportunities and open up new doors for yourself. Jadi untuk paragraf berikutnya, penulis memberitahu bahwa first, education provides stability in life and it's something that no one can ever take away from you. Dari kalimat yang sudah digarisbawahi, kita tahu bahwa berikut adalah argumen yang diberikan oleh penulis untuk argumen pertama. And then, on top of stability, education also provides financial security, especially in today's society. A good education tends to lead to a higher paying job, as well as provide you with the skills needed to get there. And the next paragraph, the writers say the second argument is education also provide financial security, especially in today's society. Jadi, di kalimat tersebut, penulis mengatakan bahwa selain stabilitas, pendidikan juga memberikan keamanan finansial, terutama dalam masyarakat saat ini. And the next is, in order for the entire world to really become equal, it needs to start with education. If everyone was provided with the same opportunities to education, then there would be less gaps between social classes. Everyone would be able to have an equal chance at higher paying jobs, not just those that are already well off. Jadi untuk di paragraf ini, penulis mengatakan bahwa argumen berikutnya adalah agar seluruh dunia benar-benar setara, hal ini perlu dimulai dari pendidikan. Oke, berdasarkan dari teks yang sudah digarisbawahi, berikut adalah argumen ketiga dari penulis. And next, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And education is the most powerful weapon you can possibly have. And with it, you can make all of your dreams come true. There are, of course, certain exceptions depending on what you're aiming for, but generally, an education will take you as far as you're willing to go. Nah, di teks berikut, berdasarkan kalimat yang digarisbawahi, itu merupakan argumen keempat dari sang penulis. Nah, ia mengatakan bahwa jika Anda bisa memimpikannya, Anda bisa mencapainya. Pendidikan adalah senjata paling ampuh yang mungkin Anda miliki, dan dengan itu Anda dapat mewujudkan semua impian Anda. Dari kalimat tersebut, terlihat jelas bahwa pentingnya pendidikan bagi kita, karena pendidikan bisa menjadi senjata yang paling ampuh yang dapat kita miliki. Dan paragraf tersebut disebut sebagai arguments. And the last is, during the childhood development stages, the importance of education is stronger than ever. Education is crucial for their growth and success in the future. Education at childhood also offers a chance for self-discovery and to learn about their unique interests. Selama tahap pengembangan masa kanak-kanak, pentingnya pendidikan menjadi semakin penting. Pendidikan sangat penting untuk pertumbuhan dan kesuksesan mereka di masa depan. Pendidikan di masa kanak-kanak juga menawarkan kesempatan untuk menemukan jati diri dan mempelajari minat unik mereka. Nah, for the last paragraph, it called reiteration because the writers rewrite what is the topic and also make a conclusion about the text. The next text is, why should wearing a helmet when motorcycling? The first paragraph, we often hear a lot of stories from abroad regarding people talking spill on motorcycle when they are riding without using helmet. Mostly, the riders badly end up in mess. Wearing a fitted protective helmet many benefits which reduce the negative aspect of riding. Mengapa harus memakai helm saat berkendara sepeda motor? Oke, kita sering mendengar banyak cerita di jalan raya mengenai orang-orang yang menumpahkan sepeda motornya saat berkendara tanpa menggunakan helm. Kebanyakan pengendara berakhir dengan kekacauan atau tabrakan. Mengenakan helm pelindung yang pas memiliki banyak manfaat yang mengurangi aspek negatif berkendara. So in this paragraph, the writers want to tell us about the benefit which reduce the negative aspect of riding by using helmet. Okay, the next paragraph is, first, wearing the correct helmet can save the rider's life, physical ability, family pain, and money. The recommended designs of motorcycle helmets can provide total protection. They not only protect riders from getting a worse road injured accident, but also from flying bugs such as rain, sleet, mud, and other potential projectiles. And the second paragraph, they say wearing the correct helmet can save the rider's life, physical ability, family pain, and money. Jadi argumen pertama dari penulis adalah memakai helm yang benar dapat menyelamatkan nyawa pengendara, kemampuan fisik, penderitaan keluarga, dan juga uang. And next, second, wearing a helmet can give the riders a matter of style. Helmets give the opportunity for rider to express their image when riding on the way. This benefit may not be important to some people, but to others it means a lot and important. By choosing the most appropriate helmet from all of the various styles, such as mini, shorty, German, and many others, wearing helmet is an inherent crucial part of motorcycling and help the riders feel more confident when riding on the road. And the second argument, jadi di paragraf ketiga merupakan argumen kedua dari penulis. Because he said wearing a helmet can give a riders a matter of style. Memakai helm dapat menambah gaya pengendaranya. And then, however, what most important is wearing helmet when riding is a matter of using it properly. Bikers should use the helmet which are fixed to their head. It is really not good if they place simply the helmet on the head without settling them properly. The bikers should fasten the helmet correctly to their head in order to get safe and comfort. The last paragraph, the writer said that, namun yang terpenting dalam memakai helm saat berkendara adalah penggunaannya yang benar. Nah, this is the conclusion of the text. From the first paragraph, we can say it's a thesis. And then the second paragraph and the third paragraph is arguments. Because the first argument is wearing a correct helmet can save the rider's life, physical ability, family pain, and money. And the second argument is wearing a helmet can give the riders a matter of style. And the last is reiteration. Next is exercise. Okay, the text is vegetarians. There are many reasons why people become vegetarians, including personal health, the environment, and the economy. Ada banyak alasan mengapa orang menjadi vegetarian, antara lain kesehatan pribadi, lingkungan, dan perekonomian. A vegetarian is a person who doesn't eat meat, poultry, and fish. Vegetarians mostly eat fruit, vegetables, legumes, grains, seeds, and nuts. Vegetarians also consume eggs and dairy products, but they avoid meat products such as beef, chicken stock, and gelatin. Vegetarian adalah orang yang tidak makan daging, unggas, maupun ikan. Vegetarian kebanyakan makan buah-buahan, sayuran, kacang-kacangan, biji-bijian. Dan vegetarian juga mengkonsumsi telur dan produk susu, namun menghindari produk daging seperti daging sapi, kaldu ayam, dan agar-agar. According to research, vegetarians have lower risk of heart disease, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure. This may happen due to a healthy vegetarian diet which has low fat but high fiber. Menurut penelitian, vegetarian memiliki risiko lebih rendah terkena penyakit jantung, kolesterol tinggi, diabetes, obesitas, dan tekanan darah tinggi. Hal ini mungkin terjadi karena pola makan vegetarian yang sehat, yaitu rendah lemak namun tinggi serat. However, a vegetarian diet can be high in fat if it includes excessive amounts of fatty snacks, fried food, whole dairy products, and eggs. Namun, pola makan vegetarian bisa menjadi tinggi lemak jika mencakup makanan ringan berlemak, gorengan, produk susu utuh, dan telur dalam jumlah berlebihan. At the same time, a vegetarian diet can be simple and easy to prepare. Therefore, a vegetarian diet must be well planned to prevent and treat certain disease. Pada saat yang sama, pola makan vegetarian bisa sederhana dan mudah disiapkan. Oleh karena itu, pola makan vegetarian harus direncanakan dengan baik untuk mencegah dan mengobati penyakit tertentu. So the first question is, what meal is not consumed by vegetarians? A. Dairy products, B. Fried food, C. Sausage, D. Milk, E. Nuts. The next question. Why does a vegetarian have a lower risk of many diseases? They blah blah blah. A. Eat vegetables every time. B. Consumes low-fat but high-fiber food. C. Avoid excessive amounts of fatty snacks. D. Have well-planned agenda of what to eat. And E. Can control their appetite for large portions. Fiber food. And the question number 3. According to the text, which of the following statement is true? A. Being a vegetarian help keep your body strong. B. Vegetarians may not eat fatty snacks. C. Eggs do not contain any fat or fiber. D. Vegetarians do not consume gelatin. And E. Vegetarians have high cholesterol. Okay, the question number 4. Blah 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 if it includes excessive amounts of fatty snacks, blah blah blah. What does the underlined word mean? A. Too many. B. Decent. C. Very few. D. Little. E. Big. Okay, the next is online shopping. So guys, you have to read the text and also answer the questions. You can pause the videos if you need more time. Next, number 6. And the question number 7. Demikian pembelajaran kali ini. Semoga teman-teman mengerti dengan penjelasan yang kakak sampaikan. Jika ada yang belum dipahami, teman-teman bisa tanyakan di kolom komentar ya. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification by click the bell. Follow our social media on Instagram at Rumah Belajar Jenio, at Kakak Jenio, and also in TikTok at Kakak Jenio. See you next time. Sampai jumpa.